Welcome to Ask the Lynnwood Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple. And Sergeant Cole Langdon, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. We're going to talk about the fact that it's fall and
It is.
the days are getting shorter and there's
They
more
are.
darkness.
Absolutely.
And people are now walking home from maybe the bus stop or out and about during darkness. What are some tips for personal safety that you could share in terms of people in that situation?
Sure. There are a couple things you can do to make yourself more visible. There are flashlights you can get, small little even wrist-held glowing bands that could help make you more identifiable, easier to see. Reflective jackets are another great option. But the one thing that you want to remember is even with all of that, people can't see you. Once it's dark and we start combining that with rain or other adverse weather conditions, people can't see you. So the biggest thing you can do is just understand that cars can't see you, whether you're in a crosswalk, whether you're on the sidewalk and about to cross a side street or cross a driveway. Understand and assume that the car that is coming towards you cannot see you and will not yield to you. Now, you might have the right of way, but it's like I tell my family members, do you want to be right or do you want to be hurt or involved in some sort of collision? So you can't argue with a 3,000-pound vehicle coming towards you. If they can't see you, that's a moot point. We want to make sure that you're safe. So if you follow that one simple rule of understanding and assuming that the vehicle cannot see you, that the driver cannot see you inside of that vehicle, you're going to be okay. So I used to run at night, and I had many close calls, and it just got to the point where I understood, even with a reflective jacket on, even with a strobing flashlight, people aren't seeing you. There's refraction from the water on the windows. There's other vehicles on the road that are competing. And that's what that person, that vehicle is thinking more about is the other cars on the road. It's just a natural tendency. So we'd encourage you to remember people can't see you.
Right.
So drivers can't see you.
And be defensive as a walker,
Right.
in addition to being as a driver. And I suppose also it would be important to be just more aware of your surroundings, right? I mean, in terms of people walking towards you and not knowing what their intentions might be, that's a whole other issue related to walking at night.
Isolation is a big deal. So you're going to want to make sure you don't put yourself in a spot where you are isolated, you're away from public view, you're away from passing vehicles. We've had some tragedies in the past where people are walking on trails at night. They're walking on, again, little side paths, trails, walking through parks during hours of darkness. Nobody knows where they're at.
Yeah.
They're in an area where if something were to happen, another passing motorist, a person, a neighbor, no one's going to be around that's within earshot where they could help you out if you were to experience some sort of conflict or run into some sort of issue in the parks. We'd strongly encourage you to let people know where you're at, practice the common sense personal safety tactics of letting people know where you are, as I mentioned, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of people that are approaching you or as you walk by or walking up behind you. Just be aware of that. Aware of the surroundings. I couldn't have said it better.
Okay,
So,
great.
yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Lynnwood Cop.